Wagwan everybody, welcome to the Inswinger, powered by RB Technology Solutions. And this is the show that dives deep into the world of sports with our opinions, statistics, predictions, rankings, and many more as we focus on the most prominent sporting topics, most notably from football around the world, the NBA and the NFL. So if you're all about big plays, bold takes, and breakdowns that actually make sense, just hit that subscribe button to join this team. Bless up. Alright guys, welcome to another Inswinger. And last week was top tier in football as it relates to all the excitement and the happenings, especially in the Champions League with Arsenal kill some people at one place, we love to see it. But I don't care what I want to say. The biggest news coming out of last week was, I don't know what I'm already. See that? One king, Mohamed Salah, being signed to a 2-year contract extension by the Liverpool Football Club. Easily the biggest news coming out of last week, and I can't say what I want to say. But guess what? This comes at a welcome time for the whole Liverpool fan base, where a majority of the Liverpool fan base, as it now eases the fears that we had for the better part of the season as it relates to the contract of Mohamed Salah coming to an end in the summer and the possibility that he'll be moving on to the Saudi Pro League for some really big bucks based on what we did here. But I mean, it doesn't matter now, is it? So Mohamed Salah will remain a Red for at least the next 2 years, right? And as it relates to big bucks, it is reported that this contract is valued at £400,000 per week, making Mohamed Salah the second highest earner in the Premier League. Well, he's actually tied with Manchester City's Kevin De Bruyne, who will leave the league this summer. But it puts them both behind Erling Haaland, also of Manchester City, who earns £500,000 per week. But this is big news for the Liverpool Football Club, and it shows a sign of intent from the ownership, who is deviating a bit from their traditional mode of operation in terms of maintaining a significantly balanced wage structure and not offering contracts to players that reach a certain age, given that Mo Salah is now 32, 33. But I mean, when somebody's on form, you can't deny that. And at some point, exceptions have to be made. And Mo Salah is having an exceptional season. And he is a Ballon d'Or contender. So we can't go off of the fact say he might fall off next year. But if we go off of what we see, he's on top this year and will possibly be on top next year as well. So pay the man his money, give the man a new deal, and keep the man at the club are the only sensible thing to do. Because no other top club would have allowed a player operating at this level to run down their contract at this point. So while them get the deal done, me still appreciate the ownership to some extent, because it shouldn't take so long. And if Mo Salah didn't have the mentality that he had, it could have been a distraction throughout the season. For instance, in November, him come out and say it, he's more out than in. And that's the middle of the season, peak time where fixtures are coming in hard and fast. Could have been a distraction, but kudos to Mohamed Salah for keeping it professional for the majority of the season, right? So for the majority of the season, Mohamed Salah has been smashing records left and right, especially in the Premier League. And even today, as reported by Sky Sports, Salah has now broken the record for the most goals and assists in a 38-game Premier League season with 45. And there are no words to describe Salah at this point, because his determination to keep on elevating his game and his dedication to breaking as much records as possible is simply amazing. And with him taking down this record, Salah now surpassed Thierry Henry, who had 44 goal involvements for Arsenal in the 02-03 season, and Manchester City forward Erling Haaland, who matched that feat 20 years later. And with all of that being said, there's still another record on the horizon for Salah to break this season. And I have no doubt he will go for it. At this point, he will now aim to overtake Alan Shearer and Andrew Cole, who registered 44 goal involvements each for Newcastle and Blackburn respectively during 42 game seasons. So as some people would know, the Premier League did not always feature a 38-game season. Before that, there were 22 teams in the league, which resulted in a 42-game season. And these records were set by Andy Cole and Alan Shearer during that time. So Mo Salah will have his sights aimed at these records for sure, given the mentality that he actually possesses. And speaking of records and mentality, I believe, and watch, stay with me now, I believe that Mo Salah is the closest thing to Cristiano Ronaldo since Cristiano Ronaldo. One can argue with a wall on the one day, but get what I say. I not really talk about gameplay only because Mo Salah is no Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously. But when it comes down to the overall hard work that's put into the game, the mental fortitude that each person possesses, the competitive drive and the dedication, I don't think anyone comes close to Mo Salah right now in the current game. And I don't think anyone comes close to CR7 in the overall game. So Mo Salah is the closest thing to CR7, I believe, in the modern game. But think about it. There were times when opposing fan bases would look on both and say they are selfish or self-centered or only focused on their play and not the team's play. But one has to understand that that's a simple price to pay for having a player of that caliber with that single-minded focus of scoring goals and breaking records on a weekly basis. So I think it's a small price to pay. But I mean, even with Mo Salah operating on a level where he consistently is breaking goal scoring records, he has adapted his game somewhat now to the point where he's now Liverpool's primary assist provider, and he's currently on course to breaking Thierry Henry's record of 20 assists in a single season, because Salah is now at 18 assists with 6 games left. Yeah, and on current trajectory he should break that record. So we used to have Salah as a selfish, single-minded individual, but now Salah is a complete footballer. He scores the goals, he puts them on a plate, and even his link-up play has been improving over the past couple seasons. So he gets better with time. And just to remember, some people they call him a one-season wonder back in 2017, 2018. Well, at the best 8 years, never see from a one-season wonder. So Mo Salah, keep the way you do, my general. Appreciate you and everything we do for the Liverpool Football Club. And big up to the ownership as well, who made a decision to stick with Mo Salah for the foreseeable future. And we only hope that they can get the deal done for Virgil van Dijk in the next coming days, if possible, or weeks. But on no, Trent will go more than likely. And I mean, what Trent needs to understand is that you see, with all of the foolishness them what him do, the grace him get from Liverpool fans, him must get that at Madrid. So just keep that in mind, my friend. But the only thing I'm going to say to you right now, I hope you hear this someday. Is me I say, but at the end of the day, we're just glad to have Mo Salah back on board for the next 2 years. And hopefully Virgil van Dijk will be signed. And we're looking forward for Arne Slot to have his first proper transfer window with the backing from ownership. So I mean, I'm looking forward to having a wonderful season next year again with Liverpool Football Club. This season kind of taper off a bit, with some underwhelming exits out of the cup competitions, but I mean, we'll be league champions, we have no doubt about it. And at the end of the day, the Premier League is the holy grail, so we just need to lock in back on that and wrap that up, and go into the summer knowing say we conquer England yet again, and the biggest club in England is back where they should be. But what do you think? Do you think it was a good idea for the Liverpool Football Club to re-sign Mohamed Salah to a 2-year contract extension? You can leave your thoughts in the comment section below. But Salah stays.